Now, let us look at a very important factor, which is importance of advanced verification and risk check. Advanced verification and risk check is a deeper level of background verification that goes in depth, and it's used for critical roles and financial positions and high risk roles in a company. It focuses on identifying hidden risks, fraud patterns, and long-term reliability of a candidate. It includes multi-layer verification system, risk scoring system, data cross-verification, pattern and mismatch analysis, and technology-based validation. This helps companies detect complex fraud and manipulation, analyze the overall risk profile, improve hiring accuracy, and strengthen compliance and security. Now, without advanced verification, companies may miss very, very serious risks that are not visible in the standard basic checks. What is multi-layer verification that happens in several layers? Let's talk about the process. Verify identity, address, education, employment, and financial data. Cross-check each detail with different sources and other databases. Validate information through both physical and digital methods. Key checks: consistency has to be maintained across documents, matching data in different systems, identification of fake or manipulated records. Pattern and mismatch analysis. What is the process? Analyze career timelines and gaps, identify frequent job changes, and review financial and behavioral patterns. Key checks: fake experience patterns, income mismatch, and sudden changes in basic data. Risk scoring system, and the process includes assign weightage to each verification component, identify mismatches and red flags earlier on, calculate final risk score, number of discrepancies, severity of issues, and risk category of role. Data cross-verification. The process includes match data from documents, APIs, and records, compare identity, employment details, and address, validate against government and private databases. Key checks would be data accuracy, duplicate of fake entries, and timeline mismatches. What is technology-based validation? Let's look at the process. Use APIs for instant and quick verification. Apply OCR for document analysis. Use AI tools for fraud detection. And the key checks, of course, would be document authenticity, real-time data validation, automated mismatch detection. Now, what is the massive action plan? Start by implementing a multi-layer verification system for all high risk and sensitive roles. Always cross-check data from variable and multiple resources and databases, including documents and field verification. Apply a strong risk score model to evaluate candidate profiles based on inconsistencies. Use technological tools like APIs, OCRs, and AI to improve speed and accuracy. Identify patterns, gaps, and unusual behaviors early on in the process. Maintain complete audit records and ensure proper documentation at every step. Train your team regularly to handle advanced checks and sensitive data carefully. Always follow legal compliance and obtain candidate consent before you start with the verification process. A strong advanced verification and risk check system helps to reduce fraud, improve hiring quality, and build a secure, reliable, and a risk-free organization. Now, let us delve into some case studies. Now, case study 1. In cities like Mumbai, Bengaluru, and Delhi NCR, many fraud cases have been reported due to weak verification. In one such case, a bank hired a finance employee without conducting advanced checks. Later, he was involved in internal fraud causing huge financial loss for the company. In another IT company in Bengaluru, a candidate used fake documents and a proxy interview to get selected. After joining, identity did not match. And similarly, in Delhi NCR, a landlord faced loss when a tenant used fake ID to get into the apartment. These real incidents clearly show that basic checks are not enough. Advanced verification and risk check helps detect hidden fraud, protects your assets, and ensures safe hiring and renting decisions. Let's move on to real case study 2. Location: Bengaluru, India. IT hiring fraud cases. An IT company hired a software engineer who performed very well initially in the company and showed very strong technical IT skills. Based on initial checks, everything looked legit and genuine, and the candidate was selected. However, after joining, performance started dropping, and the team noticed unusual behavior patterns. During further investigation, it was discovered that the candidate had used a proxy person during the interview selection process. Additionally, fake documents were submitted and identity was also not correct. Result: immediate termination and project loss for the company. Lesson learned: technology-based verification like face match and AI checks is extremely essential to prevent such fraud. Moving on to a case study 3 that happened in Delhi NCR. Police complaints and news reports. A landlord rented out his property without conducting proper tenant verification. Initially, everything seemed normal and the tenant paid rent on time. However, a few months later, rent payments suddenly ceased and stopped. The landlord also discovered damage to his property. Soon after, the tenant disappeared and could not be communicated at all. When the landlord approached the police, the investigation revealed that the tenant had used a fake ID and provided incorrect address details so that he cannot be traced later on. No proper background or address verification was conducted earlier. The loss, financial damage, and legal stress for the landlord. What is the lesson learned from this case study? Tenant verification is as important as employee verification to avoid risk. As of now, you got to know about the basic standard information about the background verification process. If you would like to know more and advanced information, then there are 3 ways to learn that advanced information. Number 1, you can either buy the book, which is the self-learning. Number 2, you can either buy the book plus the recorded video course, or there is another option, which is the book, recorded course, and live industry expert solutions, case study based approach. Any of these 3 methods, enroll today or click on the link given below.